Welcome back to Wake Up America. I'm Alex Kramer. It's now time to take a quick look at today's business headlines. And for a little help with that, let's bring in the Executive Vice President of the Commonwealth Foundation and fellow at Independent Women's Forum, Jennifer Stefano, and business and markets analyst and Newsmax contributor, Seth Denson. Happy Friday to you both.
Hey, good to see you.
All right, guys, Berkshire-Hathaway buying more than 11% of HP. Now, the stake worth more than $4 billion sent the stock price soaring. Seth, is this a buy for the everyday investors at home?
You know, yes and no, and here's why I say that. I mean, I adopt the adage of buy low, sell high. HP is at its highest price it's ever been right now, so it gets me a little bit nervous. That being said, two things that make me think maybe this is a buy. One, they pay a massive dividend, arguably one of the highest levels of dividends. And as I've said multiple times, you don't actually have an asset until you're selling it or getting a dividend from it. And two, if Berkshire-Hathaway, i.e. Warren Buffett, is doing it, maybe you should follow suit.
All right, here's the guy who, we can't stop talking about him, Elon Musk. Now, he's set to join the board meetings at Twitter after taking just over a 9.2% stake in the company. However, the billionaire is joking about smoking weed on his Twitter, saying the board meeting will be quote-unquote lit. Jennifer, will his antics hurt Twitter?
Oh, no, I don't think it'll hurt Twitter at all. In fact, Elon Musk is such a fascinating CEO on many fronts, but what he does and has leveraged Twitter for is to connect directly with his consumers. He has an immediate relationship with the people he sells to, and you can see that with Tesla. So what did he initially do when he bought Twitter? He immediately went out and said, hey, should we be putting an edit button in? What should we be doing to make this better? Yeah. It's the equivalent of the CEO of McDonald's going out and talking every day to the people who eat the Big Macs. I think it's brilliant, and I think he's going to make this company pop and more free speech friendly.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point. He definitely is reaching out to the consumers, really wants to get their feedback. So I think, yeah, that's a fantastic, that's a really good point, Jennifer. Now, the Fed is raising rates, and as the mortgage rates rise, it's causing home sellers to lower their asking prices. Seth, what will this do to the housing market?
Well, actually, you know, I tend to subscribe to the idea that it might actually help the housing market. And here's why I say that. The super wealthy and institutional investors utilize debt to generate assets. And when you look at the total number of houses that have been bought by corporations or institutional investors, it's a lot. Why? Because I can borrow low, I can use that money, keep it in the market. As interest rates rise, maybe some of those institutional investors pull back, giving more people, everyday Americans, the ability to buy. I'm hoping that's what'll happen. We need to get inventory up. This is supply and demand at its best or at its worst, whichever way you look at it. So hopefully, just like raising rates will reduce the amount of money in circulation, maybe this will also create more opportunity to buy a house.
Well, here's a story I found quite interesting. The average annual income for a long-haul driver is around $56,000. Now, Walmart starting pay range for new truck drivers is now between $95,000 and $110,000. Now, this after a major wage increase for new and existing drivers. Jennifer, how is Walmart able to pay so much more than the competitors? And should other companies see this and then try to follow suit?
Well, look, Walmart has a situation where they have a supply chain issue. If they don't have drivers driving their trucks, they don't have products to sell in the store, and that is very costly, probably a lot more than it costs to jump and increase the commercial drivers that amount. And remember, this was a problem before the pandemic. There was a huge labor shortage of commercially licensed drivers. So I think what Walmart is doing is recognizing that we're going to continue to have supply chain issues with China still shut down and that they have to get goods to marketplace. So this is probably a very wise investment on their part.
Let's talk. This is a fun one. Bojangles is helping Americans fight the high gas prices. Now, with every family meal purchase with your crispy chicken comes with a $10 gas card. Seth, what do you think about that?
I mean, God bless America, right? I mean, there is maybe not a better deal, folks, than this deal. And I am not a paid endorser of Bojangles. 12 or 20 pieces of their flavorful chicken, 3 sides, or as we say in the South, fixins, biscuits, and a half a gallon of iced tea, plus a $10 gas card. Sign me up for that.
I love when that Southern comes out on Seth. Jennifer, your thoughts?
Oh, yeah, I think it's a brilliant marketing plan. Look, if you give me $1 million and say you can either put it on TV or put it on billboards, or you can have Bojangles give out $10 in gas cards, that is by far the best way to build your brand and introduce people, new people, by the way, to your family meal. And the gas card's half of what the family meal costs. It's $20 for the family meal, $10 for the gas card. I think this is a brilliant marketing strategy, and I'm interested to see if it has long-term dividends for that brand.
Yeah, Jennifer, do you see any other fast food places or any other companies doing something like this?
No, and it's interesting. If people are going to cut back, usually it's not going to start with fast food, right? They'll start at higher-end restaurants and then switch over to fast food. So I'm interested that Bojangles is doing this, but the statement from the CEO said that they're a Southern hospitality type of organization. They want to welcome people in as family, and I think it's on brand for Bojangles, and I also think it can introduce a whole new market to the fast food chain. So I think it's very bright, very good marketing.
Seth, Jennifer, thank you for coming on this morning. Happy Friday to you both.
Thank you.
Same to you.